Hey guys, Chris Ramsey here, and I've got something really cool to show you today. In the next couple of minutes, I want to show you why WebiWave is hands down the most powerful sales tool on the internet. Now, we all know webinars are huge for sales. They've got crazy conversion rates. We're talking 30% plus on a decent webinar, and if you're a really good presenter, it goes way up from there. But anyway, I want to show you why WebiWave is going to completely change how webinars are done. Now, before we get into this real quick, I just want to mention that webinars, the way they've been done for years, they don't work all that well in the current internet market, especially if you're selling internet marketing products and things like that, because they are not made for sales. They're made for holding boring meetings. And you'll know this if you go and look at any of the other big box webinar platforms. Just check out their marketing. You'll see they are marketed specifically for people to hold meetings. And I don't know about you, but I have no interest in holding meetings. I have no employees here to talk to. All of my people work out in the Philippines, Indonesia, wherever. But a lot of us don't even have people we outsource to. So what's the purpose in holding meetings? We use webinars to sell our products and services, and that is what WebiWave does best, because it turns the webinar I'm just really excited about this, but it turns the webinar world on its head, because it just changes everything about webinars. Okay, so let me just go ahead and show you what I mean rather than sit here and blab on about it. Okay, so in the background here you'll see WebiWave.com, and right now I am logged into WebiWave. And it literally takes like 45 seconds to put together a webinar. It's really, really simple. I'm not going to take the time to do that, because you can see right here on the left-hand side just how simple this is. All you got to do is add your webinar name, choose your start time. This part right here is really cool. The webinar sales page details. The one thing that I think is really going to change the way webinars are done is the fact that with WebiWave, we don't do our entire webinar in a single little window like GoToWebinar or Meeting Burner or all those other big guys do. We create an actual dynamic live sales page that you can control. You've got scarcity, you've got live interactive objects on the page. I'll just show you here in a second, but trust me, this is really, really cool. Okay, so once you fill out all these little fields here, you can just go ahead and click this Add Webinar button down at the bottom. It'll take you like 30 seconds to do this. And then you're going to go ahead and get your webinar added to the right-hand side here. Okay, so let me go ahead and show you the registration page for one of our webinars. You've seen the GoToWebinar registrations before, I'm sure. We all get dozens of emails every single day from marketers saying, "Hey, come check out my webinar; it's the best." And the majority of them are using GoToWebinar or one of the alternatives. And the majority of the time, these webinar pages are just really, really ugly. And it's just the status quo has a very low bar, unfortunately. So what I've done is I've actually put together a very nice looking webinar registration page that is proven to convert really, really well. So let's go ahead and check that out. This is one of our webinar registration pages. Now, as you can see at the top here, we've got this nice little header, totally optional, by the way. So if you don't want to have a header, that's fine. Then we've got a nice call to action headline here. Discover the awesome secrets the best webinar presenters use. Obviously, that is customizable. Then we've got our time here. Then on the left-hand side, you've got an entirely customizable HTML area that you can put literally anything in there. You can put a video, you can put an image of yourself, you can put bullets, you can put whatever you want. And it's all done back over here in this nice little WYSIWYG editor. So you don't have to know HTML at all. You can just type in what you want. Like here, I'll show you real quick. This is some cool stuff. Check this out. You can bold that. We can add some bullets here. This is a bullet, if I can spell it correctly. But yeah, so you see it's very, very easy to use. However, if you do know HTML, CSS, that kind of stuff, you can use our HTML source editor and just put in some really fancy, good-looking stuff if you like. Or you can just use all images, whatever you want. It's totally customizable and really, really simple to use. Anyway, so as you can see here, we've got, it just looks a lot better than everybody else's, and it works really, really well. In fact, we're actually working on adding autoresponder integration with Aweber and GetResponse at the moment. In a week or so, we should probably have that done, so that when people opt into your webinar, they'll actually opt into your list as well, which is awesome, especially if you're using any sort of paid traffic directly to webinar registration pages. Okay, anyway, So that's the registration page. Now, where the power really comes in is the actual webinar sales page, and this is where I'm really excited and want to show you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull up one of mine here. So this is what it looks like if the training has not started yet. So if you send people to the sales page, or not the sales page, the webinar before the training started, this is what they're going to see. Now, when you're ready to start the training, let me go ahead and show you how this works. We're going to go and click View Control Panel, and we get this little control panel that pops up. Now let me go ahead and bring this back. Now I want you to watch what happens. We're going to go ahead and click Start Webinar here, and check this out in the background. Boom, there we go. Very, very quick, very, very simple. Now, as you can see here, I've got a recorded webinar in the background here. But what I really want to explain at this point is the fact that we use Google Hangouts for our live webinars. And there is a huge reason for that. First, it is incredibly cost effective, so we don't have to charge you like $400 or $500 a month like those other big guys do. In fact, we charge much, much less than that. I'm not going to get into that right now. We'll talk about that later. But it just brings our costs way down, which is really, really good. But even better is it is incredibly, incredibly stable. So when you've got to pay $500 a month for a 1,000-person room with GoToWebinar, I think it's 500, it might be 400, but either way, hundreds of dollars over there. We have unlimited viewers on WebiWave. Literally, you could throw thousands and thousands of viewers onto your webinar and not have a problem because we use Google Hangouts. They've got such stable servers over there. You can have 10 or even 20,000 viewers watching your webinar live all at the same time and not have a single problem. That's one of the big reasons why WebiWave is going to completely change things. But more importantly, like I said, WebiWave is all about the sales. So as you can see here, we've got a nice little headline that you can customize, put whatever you want. You can have your benefit-driven headline, have your copywriter write up some stuff, whatever you want. Doesn't matter. They can put that up here. Then over here on the right-hand side, we've got a nice little questions box. Now, I've already got some stuff populated in here, but let me go ahead and show you how this works. First of all, they can always minimize this and get it out of the way if they're not interested in asking you questions and interacting with you during the webinar. But for those of them that are, they can go ahead, let me go ahead and bring this back up here. Show these at the same time. Okay, so watch over here in the questions box. And over here I'm going to go ahead and type a question. Hey, this is a cool question for a WSO. Go ahead and hit submit. Then in the box over here, you can see that pop right up. Now over here, we can go ahead and respond to them. Just like any question and answer system, works really, really well. And check, or you see the question populate down here. Watch that down there while I type a response. And there we go. Question and answer system, very, very simple, very, very cool. But that is not the power behind the system. Now, we've got a really cool call to action system that I think is really going to change how webinars are done. So let me go ahead and show you this. When you are creating your webinar, we've got this little call to action area. You can put literally anything you want in here, like I showed you earlier with the registration page. But let me go ahead and show you how this works. So whenever you're ready, so at the end of your webinar, when you're ready to push your product, whatever it is you're going to sell, and you really want people to focus on heading over to the Buy Now page, with the way webinars are generally done, okay, maybe not generally, with the way all webinars are done until now, people have to actually go in and type the web address into their browser to visit the Buy Now page. And I don't know about you, but to me that is a huge barrier to entry, and that is a big problem for me because I want as many people on that Buy Now page as possible. So let me go ahead and show you this. Now, I want you to watch the background here because this is really, really impressive. Okay, so as soon as I'm ready to show the call to action, which can be an opt-in form, it can be a Buy Now button, it can be a bullet list followed by a Buy Now button, whatever you want. It doesn't matter. But as soon as you're ready, all you have to do is click this button on the right, and remember, watch what happens over here. I'm going to click this button, and I'm just going to move away from the mouse. It automatically scrolls down to the buy button and forces the user to look at it, which is going to be huge for you guys. I love this feature. This is really, really cool, and it's going to really increase sales for people because it forces the attention to be delivered over to the call to action area so that they have to stop watching what you're doing and they actually have to take the time to check out what just happened, because that's huge. If you don't understand the value in that, just click away from the video right now, because this, my friends, is a big deal. Okay, so there's a lot of other stuff you can do with WebiWave, but that's all I really have time for now. So if you want to go ahead and learn more, just keep reading on this page. There's a lot more to talk about, a lot more to learn, and there's a lot more power yet to be revealed. So yeah, keep on reading on this page. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch the video. Really appreciate it, and I really look forward to seeing you on the inside of WebiWave.